5 cool tips about your Tesla Model S that you may not have known, but I know it, and I want to share it with you. Tip number 1, the pockets on the Tesla, which look like this, they're like perfect for your phone. They fit big and small phones. I have not seen a phone that doesn't fit in the door pockets yet. If you have a bad habit of going on your phone while driving and you want to help yourself with that, throw your phone in the passenger door pocket and you will have trouble reaching it. You will not be tempted to check your phone or text while driving, that kind of thing. The fix for that is, if you're washing your car, make sure you pop the liftgate open, wipe it down, dry it, and then you're good. If you notice that it's too late, it's already rusty, sand down the rust and put some corrosion treatment on there. So something that is like a rust inhibitor in primer form. It's just black, so just hit it with a brush, paint it up, sand it down to the metal, paint it up, and then make sure you keep that thing nice and dry, and that'll kind of save you from an expensive repair that it's really unnecessary if you maintain it properly. Okay, next tip. This one's a little bit of a technical one, so I'm going to try to simplify it, but basically the Tesla has the battery cell, but then it also has a 12-volt battery like every other car on the road. And that thing is under the hood, the front trunk hood. So what's interesting is that those 12-volt batteries, they only last typically 5-6 years on average. Now, if your Tesla is a few years old, that means that battery is starting to get a little worn out. And if you want to prolong the life of it, you should know that the summons feature on the vehicle, when you summon your car to park for you or to come out, that feature uses the 12-volt battery a lot. So, and when it's doing that, it's also not regenerating juice for it. So you will quickly wear out and destroy your battery if you're using that feature a lot, specifically on cold days, because when the battery is cold, it's more prone to damage when the levels are low. And if you're using your summon feature, plus the battery is cold, plus it's a few years old, you're really going to kill the life of that 12-volt battery. So if you're just doing it for fun, I would suggest to just be aware of that, because they're approximately $250, around $200 for a replacement battery. It's not too bad, but you will do damage. And as soon as that battery goes bad, the vehicle will send you a message saying that you need to replace it soon because it's gone bad, and your summon feature will no longer work as well. So it will just completely kick you out of doing any kind of summoning. So be careful and maintain your vehicle properly. So we are on autopilot right now. I'm not touching the steering and it is driving itself. Now, this feature will give us the warning that we need to apply some pressure to the steering wheel after some time. So there it is, and it's flashing up top and it's telling us right here, apply some pressure. Well, you can actually just touch the volume button and it goes away. You don't need to like move the steering wheel or anything like that. So let's say you want to upgrade your wheels and you want to look really aggressive with the car. Maybe you want to put some big wheels on it. Tesla comes with 21-inch wheels with 35 series tires for the thickness, for the height. I've experimented with wheels, and what I found is the maximum diameter you can go on a stock Tesla Type S without major rubbing issues is 22-inch. I've put on 22-inch tires. In the back, we can still do 35 series for the height, and you're not going to be rubbing even on the vehicle's lowest feature for the suspension. But for the front, you cannot run the 35 series tires. They go and hit the suspension. So you need to run 30 series tires on a 22-inch rim. That way you can actually drive the vehicle. There isn't rubbing against any kind of suspension. However, when you fully crank left, the wheel will touch the plastic liner a little bit in the wheel well. So it's not like super bad, but it makes a little noise at full crank with 22-inch wheels with 30 series tires. So that is like the max you can push it on the stock vehicle without too many annoyances. I've also noticed that the range drops by about 10% by increasing the wheels to that size. So there's some definite cons to doing that. Personally, I would recommend just to stick with 21-inch as the max and keep your tires at the 35 series, not the 30. The 30 series, it really gives you like a rougher ride. There's less cushion in the tire, and also I find that it's very, very easy to damage the tires on potholes or bumpy roads because there's just no cushion there. So it's taking the impact without having much give, and it's damaging tires and wheels easily compared to the 35 series. So that, if you want to go as big as possible, that's what I recommend from experience. Here it is with the 22-inch wheels that I put on. The taillights are designed to not seal. So when I bought this Tesla, I noticed that water was building up in the taillights, and I took it to the dealer, and they told me it's designed to accept and have water build up in it. Basically, they're not sealed. And I thought it was strange. I replaced it with a new one, and then I noticed there's a spider in my taillight. Yeah, I have a little spider. See a little spider there? I have a spider in my light. That's how unsealed that they are. I did go to Tesla. They replaced one for me, and they said that's just the way it is. Here's a Tesla tip for you. The design of the doors and the moldings around the doors to seal is not the best. So you'll notice that if you're on the highway or if you're driving at faster speeds, there will be some wind noise. And if you actually move the windows up and down just a bit, that wind noise sometimes will go away because you'll reposition it where it's sealing. This is something I've noticed with more than one Tesla. It's a common issue. A nice trick for it is to keep the rubber seals on the doors nice and fresh. Make sure they don't get dusty, make sure they don't get dirty, so clean them regularly with the proper products, and that will give you a nice seal. And clean the area that they touch. So when you're washing your car, make sure that you're cleaning the door jambs, because you'll notice that they build up a lot of dust and dirt. And now when the rubber molding goes and rests on the dust and dirt, it builds kind of like a gap, and air particles can get through that gap, and that gives you the air noise at higher speed. So make sure it's all nice and clean, and that's really going to help. And the same thing goes for the sunroof. The last tip is for the sunroof. So we have our sunroof here. The vehicle gives you a recommended setting when you're opening the sunroof. And I'll show you what it looks like. So when you click on open, it's automatically only going to open it to 75%, which is the comfort zone. So 75% is the comfort position. Now, if we continue to open it by either scrolling this down or clicking on open again, it'll open it to a full 100%. So why does it stop at 75%? The reason why is because at 100%, the sunroof is more stable. I can actually wiggle this a little bit and the balance is a little unstable. So if you're driving on high speeds, let's say on the highway, don't open your sunroof 100%. Just keep it at 75%, the comfort zone, because you're gonna have less air noise inside the vehicle, and also your sunroof is gonna last much longer because you're not putting all that pressure on the arms and all the joints, which will eventually get worn out with that air pressure at 100%. At 75%, it's a lot more firm. There is 75%, and there is the full 100. So not a big difference, but just keep it at 75. If you're doing city driving, 100% is no problem. So there you have it. Stay tuned for some more tips.